Okay, so it's 6:45. We're about to head off and do section 3 of the Larapinta Trail. We're just logging our details in the logbook, just in case anything happens. People can track our movements. So Leo panicked and we walked back and forwards twice because he thought he'd missed the sign. So anyway, we're about to start section 3 of the Larapinta Trail from Standley Chasm to J Creek, and today is going to be the longest, hardest day probably because there's lots of up and down. And we begin by an ascent up 500 stone stairs.
From them, 500, so...
I have the beautiful view. Perfect with that.
So just there is the chasm, Standley Chasm. We're headed down that way. Okay, so we're 60 kilometers from Alice Springs. Yay! We've just finished a long ascent and descent, and we're going up again. But yeah, 60 k's.
3 miles up, 3 miles down.
Correct. Okay, so we're at the first waypoint marker at this junction. We're heading towards J Creek. 11 kilometers and about 7, probably more like 8 hours. So we just came down this side of this dry waterfall. That was some climbing down. And we're headed that way. There's a marker on the tree down there. Okay, so we've made it to Miller's Flat. We're just stopping for a drink and a snack break here. So we've got two options at this point, at this junction. We can either go the low route, which goes that way, but it's a lot of following the creek and boulder hopping, and there's a lot of obstacles. You've got to climb up and around over dry waterfalls. Or you've got the high route, which heads up that way. So we're going to do the high. It says it's an extra hour, but from what we've heard from people, it's actually quite a similar time just because of the difficulty in the negotiating the river rocks. Yeah, so it is. What time is it, honey? Oh, so we made all right time. We left at 7. 3 hours. Okay, so I'm just trying this backcountry berry smoothie to give me the energy to get up this hill. this high root. Let me see what it tastes like. Surprisingly good. You just add some water. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, I highly recommend these. They're amazing. So I think we've pretty much got to the top now. We're just going to be walking along the saddle to the descent point. So beautiful up here, but the marker says go that way, and that way goes straight off a cliff. So we're not going to go that way. We're going to go that way up there.
The markers going like the highway routes that were not good, that they had like to remark it. So.
Yeah, a lot of the markers weren't too good on the way up.
Yeah, going
but,
like from
it's quite overgrown.
Chasm to J Creek, going up the high route. Many markers on the high route, like climbing up, are wrong, or like they try to modify it.
Yeah.
Because they're not. So.
Yeah. Okay, we just passed the 7 kilometre mark, so we're halfway. There's a campsite up here. It's there. The only problem with camping up here is you have to bring all the water that you needed.
Oh, fly away.
Land
Just
of
like
liberty.
Oh, fly away. It smells like sweat and tears.
Okay, so we've made it to another waypoint on the descent. This is the Pravda Spur. And we're heading, track goes down that way. Okay, so we're taking a lunch break here just on the side of the mountain in the shade. We've almost finished the descent. Yeah, but it's 12:40, so I thought we'd better stop for lunch, and my knees and feet are getting a bit sore, so I wouldn't mind just to sit in the shade for a minute and take some weight off my feet. Hello.
Hi.
And so this is the view that we have.
All the cheese.
Leo's happy about the new food we got from the Dropbox. And so this is a classic lunch staple, wrap with Kraft cheese stick and Donski salami stick. Okay, so we've almost descended down the high route, and you can see that we're going to sort of meet the low track. I'm just following this little goat trail that swings around the mountain. Okay, so we've descended back now to the junction. We've finished the high route, and now we're off to the next major landmark is Fish Hole, and then Jay Creek. So we've got just under 5 kilometers. So this is the path we've been following now for a while, a few hundred meters. So this is the fish hole. You can't camp here or swim here or drink the water. It's a sacred Aboriginal site. So we're continuing on to Jay Creek. So less than 2 kilometers. So it's a bit of a rock scramble now to get to the campsite. Okay, we're probably about at least a kilometre and a bit from camp. We haven't come to the 1 kilometre marker yet. Leah reckons it's just around the corner here of those hills there. Okay, so there was no 1 kilometre mark, but we can see the shelter just over there, so not far now. It's been a very long, hot, steep day. And here is the Jay Creek shelter. Oh yay, there's picnic tables by the looks of it. Okay, so this is our tent site tonight at the end of section 3. Okay, so I'm currently in the shelter at Jay Creek. It was a long day today. It was 13.6 kilometres and it took us about 8.5 hours, but we did have about an hour's worth of breaks. We took the high route because the low route had a lot of boulder hopping along the river, and you had to negotiate around a lot of big boulders climbing up and down around pools of water. And we figured the high route would be better because we could avoid all that, and also river rocks, there's a greater chance of injury. They're unstable, and climbing up and down is hard. I'm short, and my body weight to pack weight ratio is not ideal for climbing up and down on my knees. So yeah, so we took the high route, and it was quite a steep climb up, quite a difficult climb up. There's mosquitoes here, but once we got to the top of the ridge, it was just breathtaking. It was absolutely incredible. And then, then we just sort of went down, and then it was about 4 kilometres of sort of flat, a little bit up to go over the fish hole. But yeah, pretty flat to get here the last 4 kilometres, but it was really hot and really tough. So we're just eating some chips to get some salt into us and some Powerade.